lower, where many people thought that might be for them, considering how difficult this region is. But now these two teams, they sit in the middle of the pack, and it's starting to get to that point in the season. And I know it's like just about the end of week 3, but it's starting to get to that point in the season where it almost feels like the way the beginning has gone, every matchup's becoming important.
Yeah, most importantly in SCA, because we see so many upsets. You don't even know what's happening anymore in the league. Anyone can beat anyone.
Yeah.
2 days ago, if you asked me who's going to take this match, I would tell you T1 with 70-80% certainty, right? Right now, after seeing yesterday, after seeing Boom perform versus Fnatic, it's way closer.
Yeah, for sure. And I think for me, in terms of the reason, other than seeing what the grinds had told me to pick, but I worry about Drew. He's been very inconsistent with his performances. Razor is one of those heroes I think that can make Mikoto kind of shine again, which is where we've seen Boom be their strongest. But I'm worried about Drew at times.
Yeah, I'm worried for many things here. For Cuckoo too, might be worried because this lane, I think the panel called it too, is very difficult for him. These two heroes dish out a lot of damage, many slows coming from the Crystal Maiden and the Troll. That's why he's forced to use the TP already.
In a lineup like this, though, for T1, does it matter if the Underlord is just getting experience and not really finding that farm?
I think Underlord is a kind of a hero that can really dominate the lane, farm a lot, push in, then pull that side camp, right? It can mean a lot for your lineup if he is tanky enough and not the one that just falls immediately as he goes in front. So think of Underlord like of Timbersaw, let's say. You want to have this hero be a beast in the game.
You know, we see Timbersaws when they struggle in lane, they're unable to get anything done throughout the game, where it just feels like they're a big body, but nothing more than that. They're trying to frontline, they're not really accomplishing much, so we'll see if it really falls into the same line here for the Underlord of Cuckoo.
Yeah, so far looking at the lanes, what we've got mid lane, Razor is stomping Carl, by the way. Mikoto is just dominating. He has 7-3 versus 3 of 3 of Carl.
Is this where the matchup should be at the moment between Death Prophet and Razor?
I don't see Razor a lot mid lane. That's one of the issues, right? Like we've seen one Razor pick in the league completely. And yeah, Carl had that one lane pushing in, one wave, so I exaggerated it a little bit. He did bounce back after getting all the last hits.
Yeah, but he's got to maintain it, so we'll see if he's able to do so. Getting a little bit of lag here, but yeah.
Where I'm really interested in is also this top lane, because there's just so much kill potential on both sides. On one side you have Glimpse, you have Stun, you have Skellies. On the other you have, let's say, level 3 Boar, which can be extremely annoying.
This lineup from Boom does have like that potential to pop off and just push you where you don't really have many opportunities all over the map.
Yeah, one problem...
Whitemon, he's going to get chased by Hyde, and looking like he might be first blood, just has that glimpse. However, Hyde swashbuckle on cooldown. So.
Yeah, that's it. Bristle, sorry, not Bristle. Beastmaster gets that level 3, he has the level 2 Boar, and suddenly you can just fall victim to the amount of slows that they have. Hyde, obviously, starting with the Orb of Venom.
Ooh, problems now for Zephyr. He's slowed up by the Crystal Maiden. They need one more shot, and they'll find it. KezQ with the first blood, and boom. Like we said, this lane would be difficult bottom for T1, and they're showing why.
Yeah, look at Underlord too. Like, he has 4 CS, and the lane is pushing in. Against him, that is. You see, like, he has 2 range creeps. He's barely getting anything out of this lane. But that's the problem, right? Like, Nyx Assassin, laning stage was never his strongest suit. Plus, you're playing versus Crystal Maiden and Troll. It's difficult.
Stun onto the Razor. Mid Mikoto putting some pressure continually onto the Death Prophet. The one thing going right for T1 right now is the CS from Jackie. We'll see if that continues, but
yeah, he's
on him
itemizing.
again. Cuckoo just getting chased here, slowed up, trying to run.
He's just dead here.
And throws down the Pit of Malice, but like you said, he's already dead on his screen.
He's just gone. You don't escape these two heroes. I've played versus this lane. it can go south real fast.
Yeah.
One thing as well, itemization from Jackie is allowing him to be on top of the network charts right now. What did he do that's so special? He went for chainmail. It's not extremely special, you see it now very often, but this chainmail first allows you to actually sustain yourself and take all these boar hits.
So with that 4 extra armor, Triff's trying to posture as much as he can. Maybe take out some of these boars. He's got some skeleton help with Whitemon. Thrown over a Thunder Strike. Stun over on Hyde. He already used Swashbuckle, so that's on cooldown for 14 more seconds. They've got the glimpse back into the hands of the Wraith King. Body blocks from Whitemon are on it. So Jackie gets a kill, and that'll certainly help bolster his stance in this lane.
Yeah, he's getting a lot. So is Beastmaster. Beastmaster very close to that Necro 1 of his. Needs one last hit pretty much. But it's also important that Jackie is doing fine, because this Underlord, it's questionable how much he will be able to accomplish in the mid game. So at least your safe lane is doing well, and mid lane as well. That Prophet is keeping up with the Razor.
Yeah, Underlord is bottom 4 on the net worth, looking really bad. He's actually bottom 3. He's right behind that Nyx Assassin on his own team, so he's really getting nothing out of this lane.
When Nyx Assassin pulled one wave back, he got more out of this bottom lane than Underlord has managed to do in the first 6 minutes. So
it's pretty difficult here for Cuckoo. Exorcism going mid. Makoto in trouble. Ooh. But Cuckoo, or Carl, sorry, gets turned on. Makoto. Whitemon gets the trade, and tough. Makoto's damage was pumping in.
Yeah, that's just Makoto. He understands the heroes that he plays extremely well. And yeah, it's just a pleasure to watch. My only issue in this game is he's not on anything flashy. Like, he's playing this very stable standard Razor, and he won't be able to make as many crazy moves in the mid game, even if you give him a good lane. But he's making one right now. He's on the top lane.
So let's see what Makoto does. Again, I talked about how a lot of success for Boom has come from Makoto. They've slowed up Jackie. He's on the run. He's not even level 6 yet. Taking that damage away. Kinetic Field will keep the side of Boom from continuing on to this Wraith King.
But this is a tier 1. Why did they rotate? Because they know that Prophet does not have ulti anymore. He popped it earlier, Carl, right? And because of that, he won't be able to take down mid tier 1. Meanwhile, Karti is up on top lane, and you can obviously take it so fast with Necros.
Yeah, they took this tower really quickly. They pushed the Wraith King away so he can't defend it at all. And Whitemon, as well as Carl, were trying to push in the mid-tier 1, but like you said, they don't have Exorcism. The damage really isn't much. It's 200, 300.
Yeah, and it's literally one Cascute on his Crystal Maiden rotating in and defending it. Also not farming the wave, but giving it to Razor instead. They're making everything for this Razor.
Royal Jelly for the Radiant side. He'll eat one himself and, of course, give the other to the 1 position. Troll's already got this Perseverance. He had the wand queued up, but we'll see if he even commits to it. He saved up 1,100 gold. He looks like he's just going to go straight for the Battle Fury.
Yeah, I like this a lot because he realizes, man, my lane is free.
Yeah.
I don't have to itemize it. Like, if you compare the Wraith King and the Troll, like Wraith King, he had to itemize in that chainmail into phase boots, because if he doesn't, he can't lane at all. Troll, meanwhile, on the other hand, yeah, he's just a happy little camper, standing there on bot and just farming away.
And he's getting so much so far. He's top of the net worth, and that's only going to get into a bigger spread once he gets this Battle Fury. Remember, already up 2K.
Remember that Drew also had a really good Troll performance already.
Yeah.
So we weren't on the panel overall satisfied by some of his performances, but in the last series, his Troll was on point.
Yeah, it was like the first time we saw Drew really
Pop
be
off.
who he thought he, who he could be. And he's doing it again here. I'm really impressed with what he's accomplished so far.
Really,
obviously, the lane is really easy, but at the same time, you still have to take advantage of that.
Yeah, really good rotations overall. Oh, Glimpse.
Glimpse, as well as the stun onto the Crystal Maiden of Kezcute. Yeah. They'll have the damage. They'll get the kill under the Firestorm Cuckoo. He gets something done. Gets a soaring out of it. Still sitting, though, bottom 5 on the net worth. Really struggling, and if you compare him to the Beastmaster, he's 1,000 gold behind.
Yeah, and the Beastmaster's lead is just going to ramp up even further, and he's going for... He has Necro 2, he's going to have Necro 3 soon in a couple of minutes, and it makes Wraith King's life much harder, right? Because you always have to keep in mind that you need that Magic Wand to get the mana back. You are playing versus Necros.
Jackie just casually queuing up a Divine Rapier. Okay.
That's the relic, I guess he's going for Radiance, right? So...
Until he does it.
Until he doesn't,
the
yeah.
first item Divine Rapier.
Well, okay, you know, never say never. It can happen.
I'm a fan of Chaos. I would enjoy it. Just the first item Divine Rapier.
Yeah, probably won't happen, but yeah. Also, very interesting on the Wraith King that he went for gloves, but he's not going for Midas right now. It's kind of late for him to get the Midas as well. He still might. He might get it, but... as long as he doesn't get Rapier, I'm happy. Let's put it that way.
Buys the 2 items and just doesn't combine them.
Now, a few years ago, there was this super popular Russian streamer for the Russian audience. You probably haven't heard of him, Evil Artist. He would go for Refresher and Rapier. That was his build, and he would own.
Zephyr almost going down, thinking about using the Rolling Thunder. They do have the Vendetta available. That's the way that Zephyr gets away on this one. Static Storm mid and another kill on a KSQ. Carl gets credit for that. They're killing off this Crystal Maiden, but at the same time, you're really not getting much else.
No, you're fine with that. If you're Boom, you just have to think about your Troll right now. He has that Battle Fury completed, and you see his farming pattern. Oh, Whitemon, it might be a glimpse, and the TP. Yeah. Okay.
Never in doubt.
So Whitemon, what he was trying to do is just set up wards in the triangle, because in that triangle, Troll will be. And you want to smoke up, maybe with Vendetta, maybe with that Silence, Disruptor ulti, and kill it. Unfortunately for him, they spotted him, and they won't have that vision advantage.
And Drew, he's got that Battle Fury, very quick Battle Fury. They've smoked up on Boom. They'll be heading towards bottom, potentially over onto Jackie, who, again, he does have this reincarnation. He's farming pretty quickly. He's not keeping up with the Troll, but again, we'll see what his item choices end up being.
Still has that Rapier in quick buy.
Mid lane, Cuckoo gets hit with the Primal Roar. Looking to go in with the Rolling Thunder, Hyde feinting it a couple times, but never commits to it.
Yeah, better off, because that Prophet's ulti just came off cooldown, and they would definitely be able to defend the Underlord.
It'd be tough. You do have that Necro 3.
Yeah, you still have some things to work with. That's definitely true. The problem is Pit of Malice level 3, Firestorm level 4. It's a lot of damage.
Swashbuckle in, disarm, silence again.
Now Glimpse. Oh, he can't. Very well played by the Beastmaster, FBZ. He purged Whitemon and also slowed him with the boards, so he couldn't get in range for that Glimpse. Glimpse was also level 2. He only got level 7.
And so now it's level 3, but again, even committing to that Glimpse, you saw the amount of damage he was taking. I think if he commits to that Glimpse, he's dead.
He's dead, but also Pango dies, so it's kind of...
It's a trade that you might be willing to make.
Yeah, it's a decent trade. 5 for a 4. You don't mind that. Plus, you prevent them from taking the tier 1. One of the good things from T1 right now is the levels that Underlord has. They allow him to defend versus the Necros. And if you're the Beastmaster right now, you are applying pressure, and that's nice. But maybe you should be playing around the top lane. Maybe you should be just pressuring in this tier 2, because it allows the Troll also to farm the triangle. And you are messing up with Underlord's game plan, which is literally just be a wall between towers and all the minions, all the creeps.
He's certainly big enough to be a wall. We'll see if he can continue to stay stable. Don't want those bricks knocked out, then the foundation's corrupted. Smoke up from T1. Whitemon, Carl, as well as Zephyr, maybe looking to make a play happen. They do have Vendetta off cooldown. They can go into that and look for someone, and that someone might be Makoto. They have the Sentry, but I don't believe Makoto had the Vision.
Yeah, he's reading them. He's reading them really well.
He got the scan, so that keeps him alive.
The thing is, you don't see Nyx Assassin, you don't see that Prophet on the map. You also have a ward in your own jungle. You see that Radiant ward in the Radiant jungle, so you know they're not there, and it kind of gives away their move. But that was scary.
It was a good scam. A lot of awareness to get that.
Drew.
They've got the ward on Drew, but you need to be careful. You've got help.
Yeah. This should be instant D-ward by Cascute. Yeah, he knows. He pinged it out. He knows about this ward. Yeah, so far, all T1's advances have really failed. Like, they haven't been able to make any of these plays that they've tried to do. And that Prophet right now is feeling like Karl is falling off a little bit. He's not using his ultis to pressure the lanes or take any objectives. But I think both of these teams are kind of satisfied with the stalemate.
Yeah, Karl's keeping up in net worth with the Razor, and he's working towards the Yules into Shivas. Maybe just wants to play a little bit more conservative. I know that's definitely the thoughts on Jackie, as he's still trying to farm up
the Rapier.
This favorite relic.
Nah, it's Radiance like 99%.
Yeah.
He's just he just queued up. He just queued up Rapier instead. He needs the Radiance for multiple reasons. It's not only good mischance. You're playing into a Razor, your damage will be sucked out of you, so at least you have some damage coming from that Radiance burn in team fights.
It's still funny to see the Divine Rapier in his quick buy. I'm a big fan of players who have the Divine Rapier in their TP slot, where they're just like, this is the item, and they're supports, so they're always just like...
always looking ahead. Bright future.
This is who I could be.
You can see that they're fighting around this bounty rune right now. Both teams, it's a huge clash.
Yeah, Swashbuckle thinking about the Rolling Thunder again. The Pit of Malice is down. They've got the stun onto the Pangolier. Zephyr, though, needing to back off. These Necro Creeps as well as the Boar is doing quite a bit of damage. They had the Hawk there for a second to try and get some vision. The Rolling Thunder hits this Death Prophet as well as Zephyr up into the air. The Plasma Field will get the kill on a Zephyr. Meanwhile, Whitemon throws down a Kinetic Field, and all they lose right now is the Nyx Assassin.
Yeah, they're just not ready to fight. Like, that position, don't get me wrong, that position is perfect for T1. And that Rolling Thunder from Pangolier would usually be punished by the Disruptor. If you're looking at Whitemon, like, he had the perfect clutch point there to use Kinetic Field into Static Storm, right? But you don't want it because your Raid King is not even 1,000 gold away from Radiance. So why not wait that at least one significant item for your side?
And with Radiance, you might have a little bit more confidence going into something like that, and even just, you know, having the Death Prophet ready to go. But now Karl in trouble. Pit of Malice, they've got the silence with the Static Storm. It's not really doing enough to Makoto to draw him away. Swashbuckle from Hyde kills off Karl. This Death Prophet just not finding many openings.
Yeah, that Yules right there did not really do a lot, and now you can only Firestorm the tower and that's it. Because this tier 1 should fall. Yeah, they're even zoning the Underlord. Really well played by Boom. Not messing around anymore. The moment they saw that Prophet out of position, Roar is there and they take her down.
They clear up the trees, making sure nobody from T1 can stick around, like you said, zoning them out and making sure that they're forced to give up this tier 1 tower. It's a 5k lead. It's massive already.
It's massive. It's pretty much on the back of the Troll with a very early Battle Fury. He has Yasha already completed. Straight up into the BKB. I like this a lot. There's a lot of control coming from T1. This will help him out.
Aegis into the hands of Makoto, while Cascute sacrifices himself, making sure that the focus from T1 is on the Crystal Maiden and not getting in a rush.
Look at them on Boom. They're really not messing about at all. You have Razor queuing up that BKB. Same goes with the Troll.
This game, it doesn't look like it will get much easier for T1 at the moment. They need a lot of time to have some presence.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how much Jackie will be able to do in these team fights. Like, when you look at Boom, it's so simple for them. Go in, roar a target, kill a target, and that's it. On the side of T1, they need these prolonged engagements in which that Radiance burn will provide more damage, and you'll have that Static Storm and whatnot, the Firestorm as well from the Underlord. But you don't want prolonged engagements against the Razor too. So there's a little bit of an outdraft at the moment, at least. It seems that way for Boom.
If T1 are able to even slightly take a fight, I think it brings them... I think it just cut into the net worth. We get a little bit more farm here on, especially the Underlord. Maybe a bit of a push for the Death Prophet. Things get a little easier, but
this Underlord,
it's tough.
Man, it just feels
doesn't
like
have anything.
he feels like a glorified support, you know, that you've given a lot into, but look at this item build as well. He goes for 4 staff on Underlord. You have to do it, obviously. You're playing versus a Razor. It's going to help your teammates out, but you'd rather have some more impactful utility item.
Think it's worth getting Greaves if he can get there?
If he gets there, yeah, definitely.
He's got the arcane boots already, the 4 staff for a little bit of mobility. If they get some time and get the Greaves, that would be all right.
Man, Cascute is on point when it comes to breaking these smokes.
His positioning's perfect. So Cuckoo, Makoto, glimpse back. Don't touch my Underlord.
Yeah, soon he'll have that BKB. After he gets that, it's going to be a little bit harder to stop Mikoto from just running you down.
Yeah. And the good performance from Drew has really alleviated the pressure from Makoto. There's games where Drew just doesn't perform and it feels like everything's on the shoulders of Makoto, where he's forced to make these moves, going aggressive. Right now he can stay conservative, get his items, work with the Sages to get to the BKB.
Not his troll games, right?
Yeah.
His troll games were always on point, and he almost has that BKB. After this Centaur camp, he's got it. I would be very surprised if they wouldn't smoke right now. There you go.
They have quite the opportunity to just jump in, and I would say even with a clear victory, knock T1 out of this game. Makoto, his smoke gets broken into the Static Storm. They've got the Beastmaster there too. Wraithfire Blast, Exorcism, and they take out the first life from this Makoto Razor. They also killed off FBZ, the Rolling Thunder coming in from Hyde. That'll bounce the Death Prophet into the air, 4 staff back thanks to Cuckoo. Drew is coming around the side, Hyde in trouble, Yule's up into the air, Drew pops the BKB, goes into the battle trance, looks over at Carl, and rips apart this Death Prophet. Now we'll find a Disruptor. Double kill for Drew, BKB popped, on the run now. Rolling axes, stuns out, buyback from the Disruptor. They've got the stun into the air, Drew in trouble, doesn't have the battle trance, right click's coming in with the Radiance burn, Kescue goes into the ulti, Jackie, he'll have his first life popped. TP from Drew is in time. Makoto is ready to go in. He's got that static link. He's stolen 92 damage, but it's time for Cuckoo to get in the car and drive the Uber. However,
Uber
just
0
left his
stars.
team there.
0 stars for this Uber. No tips. Leaves alone. So, Boom should be actually happy by the way this fight ended, because it could have went much, much worse for them. They're ahead, don't get me wrong, they're ahead, they had the Aegis, that's all cool, but you're running uphill with a hero. First and foremost, you're running uphill without vision. Only later do they put up the ward on the cliff. Then you're running uphill with Razor first. Why not Beast first at least? So you can catch the target that's breaking that smoke.
Yeah, he blinked in and it was right into the Static Storm. And ended up getting him killed.
Exactly, like so many mistakes in that play. Like the smoke idea is good, you reached your timing, but you still have to be careful and disciplined about the way you execute.
Glimpse back onto Hyde into the Pit of Malice. Hyde, he'll die to the Thunder Strike. Jackie taking a lot of damage here. And on the run, doesn't have reincarnation, so he's just dead.
Yeah, they're just so far ahead. Like even that smoke play left them pretty much unpunished, and now that Prophet too.
Yeah, now the Primal Roar is in, Drew comes over, and Carl trying to run, Yule's up into the air, but the Boars, is it enough? They've got themselves the kinetic field as well as the glimpse on a Drew. And the BKB, if you wanted to continue to chase, blink, stun, missing both heroes.
Yeah. Drew had a kill there, by the way. He had a kill 100%. He just didn't want to pop the BKB.
Yeah,
if you pop the BKB, if you pop the BKB, you kill the Dead Prophet for sure. But he opted not to. It's like this BKB is very important for him. Keeping it to 9 seconds, like questionable. Like I still think it would be worth it. Yeah.
The thing too, we've seen a lot of these SEA teams where they don't put the ward until after they engage. Ooh, Pit of Malice and the stun, Rolling Thunder coming in. Carl's by himself. Cuckoo again starts the engine, trying to drive them away.
He's trying to
catch
passengers. Yeah, he's trying to catch everyone. But Whitemon at the last moment decides, yeah, I don't want to take this bus.
Guess I'll stay.
Yeah, I guess I'll stay top lane there. I don't know if this is the TP. Yeah, they canceled too.
Yeah, give up the tower. Drew, he'll get credit for that one. By the way, it is now mech for Underlord. We'll see if he finishes it into the Guardian Greaves. Obviously, that'll take some time. Spike Carapace into the stun, but Drew, he's right here, ready to go. Fighting into this might not be the wisest thing, but it is a glimpse back into the Firestorm. FBZ with the Thunderstrike. Swashbuckle coming around, as well as Hyde, who's got the Blink Dagger now. He's silenced up, he's on the run. Whitemon with a glimpse in 5. The Pit of Malice lands, and the damage is there to take out the Pangolier. Drew might be forced to use this BKB. However, T1, they're setting up over in the trees, letting Jackie just lead for the moment.
Damn, T1 is outplaying them so hard
Pit
at the
of Malice
moment.
again with the kinetic field. Spirit Siphon. Carl has a double damage to work with, still has that Yules. I almost think T1 are trying to poke and prod, hoping they'll pop the BKBs and then they'll just disengage back into the base.
It's either that or wait for the Glimpse cooldown, which was coming off. So overall, they just outplayed Boom so heavily. And this is such a big strategic play for T1 because they devoured this big cliff. This is the area where Boom felt extremely safe.
Yeah.
But if you stay on the high ground, you're extremely safe. Anyone that pokes out of their base, you kill him. But you don't chase onto their own high ground. You don't try and chase into the Pit of Malice, into the 4-staff Underlord.
Now Boom Smoke again. They have this smoke to work with, Primal Roar to work with, everything ready to go. Rolling Thunder and the Blink, that's always disruptive to these fights. Cuckoo as well as Zephyr gets seen. They use the Spike Carapace. They've got the silence on a Makoto as well as the BKB, a 2-man stun onto the Crystal Maiden as well as the Troll who pops the BKB. Starting to right-click away on Akaro, gets the kill onto the Death Prophet, and now looks over at Jackie who will have his reincarnation popped. The rest of the team trying to help, but they don't have Static Storm. Zephyr just standing and watching. Not much he can offer. Pit of Malice as well as the kinetic field down. They've got the stun on a Drew. They get the kill on the Troll. They look over Makoto. They'll take out another. 2 heroes down on the side of Boom, and Jackie still looking for more. KezQ gets up the steps and away. However, on the other side of the fight, they are around Hyde, and they'll get the kill. Zephyr, he's got a double, and T1 come out ahead on that fight massively.
It's more difficult for T1 to win these fights. Like, the Dota knowledge that you need to win these fights for T1 is higher than the one that you need for Boom. Boom, it's simple. Go in, roar a target, jump with Hyde Pangolier, and just make stuff happen from then on.
Yeah.
T1, they need to kite, they need to make this Troll use his BKB, use his ulti, and they really, really did that extremely well. Also, another item that's very important on Jackie, he bought this Halberd. Now with the Halberd, you can prolong the fights even longer. You can disarm the Troll, disarm the Razor. Yeah, they're impressing me right now with the stuff that they're doing.
Yeah, it didn't even look like that fight was going to go so well for T1, but like you said, they kited the Troll, they were able to move around.
Things.
Yeah.
It's the little things. All these little things just add up, and suddenly you find yourself as a Troll that has no HP and your ulti is running out. You have the Mech on Underlord, you have the 4-staff on Underlord.
He's
the
about to have Guardian Greaves too.
Shiva's now completed on that Prophet.
Big power spike for T1 coming in, and they're only down 4K. They've played the last 5 minutes or so really well. And Cuckoo, he's come back into this game. He's found his farm. He's going into what should be the Guardian Greaves. I'm assuming he's got 2K gold. I'm expecting him to buy out, but we'll see.
Yeah, they're just punishing Boom's over-aggression. But so far, they have always played on their terms. Every single fight was where T1 wanted it. Can they reach this Roshan?
No, they're not going to be quick enough. Ooh, couple bashes. That delays it for a second.
Will they still try and fight it? No. Yeah,
it's
cool.
tough.
Yeah,
If they were to come up those stairs, I think it would be dangerous for Boom. Because obviously they have that second life, but moving in again with
2
no
lives,
vision.
right? You have cheese on Razor now as well.
Yeah,
and this
well, that's if he gets it off. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple heroes, they're holding the cheese, they forget to press it, and chat goes wild.
Yeah, yeah, passive cheese.
Yeah.
Passive peas. So right now, Boom obviously has a strong advantage because these prolonged fights can still go their way as they have 2 lives on 2 heroes. You have the Cheese on Razor and the Aegis on Troll Warlord. Still though, I would love them to make T1 fight on their terms, not go into the high ground of T1 around the triangle.
Interestingly enough, T1, they're the ones who are smoked up. Blink as well as the stun that comes under KezQ. They've also got the glimpse back over onto this Pangolier. They'll throw him into the Static Storm. They've got the silence in the kinetic field around him. One right click from Jackie gets the kill, but coming over is this Razor. Drew, he's got that second life to work with. He's slowed down Cuckoo as well as Whitemon. The Primal Roar is used on the Underworld. The right click's coming in, but he gets the mech off. It's not going to be enough. They're chasing Jackie. They've got the first life out of his hands, but the BKBs have been used by Boom. So are they able to make something of this on the side of T1 as they'll lose Zephyr as well? They've got the kinetic field down. Makoto in a lot of trouble. They've got the silence. He eats the cheese. So He does take advantage of the cheese. However, still getting chased with the exorcism on him. They'll look over. They've disarmed Drew. Drew continuing to chase. They'll take out Makoto. It is enough. Jackie on the run, hit with the bullwhip, running away, and just in time with the blink to get out of the hands of Drew. Makoto and Kezcute fall. Jackie survives. Reincarnation was on cooldown for another 15 seconds, and they were almost on top of him enough to take out the Wraith King.
Man, T1 teamfight execution is
very impressive right now.
Very impressive. Not only that, but the fact that they smoke up instantly into the Aegis and Cheese. So why do they do this? Usually a team that gets the Aegis and Cheese usually think that they have a little bit of a leeway there. You know, we just took Aegis, we just took Cheese. Let's take over the map a little bit. Let's be a little bit greedier. The enemy team isn't going to try to do any plays. But T1 do exactly that. They make a play, they kill off that Pango first, then Underlord, yeah, he does fall. But most importantly, Wraith King, after being killed first, he blinks out. And they can't chase him because that Prophet is there with Shivas and ulti running.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
I think T1, even though they're not with the Aegis or the Cheese, they still felt that power spike.
Yeah.
I mean, that's confidence. Not a lot of teams are willing to do that.
FBZ all into that 1-2 execution of heroes. Blink, BKB, Necro Tree. No utility coming from him besides the Inner Beast. That's it. A little bit of auras coming from Necros, obviously, but falling off a little bit.
Cuckoo's gone the route of the Lotus Orb instead of finishing off the Guardian Greaves. We'll see if the Guardian Greaves comes after, but I like the Lotus Orb pickup. I'm fine with that.
It's one of the best items versus Razor and Beastmaster.
All right.
You want to pop it on that Wraith King, he can't get the chain on with the Razor, right? Like you can't static link him. And also Roar is way more difficult to use.
Double damage sitting top. Picked up by Drew. Dangerous.
What's happening on Boom's side besides Beast? We have...
Ooh, Glimpse, Drew, not able to join this, and just not allowed to have mana.
He does have a Crystal Maiden. That will give him some. There's actually a Mage Slayer from Mikoto right here. Alright, 35% less spell damage. This is something that I've heard players discuss versus Dead Prophet as well. It is spell damage after all, right? So it doesn't matter if it's physical or not, it still should reduce the damage output.
And we haven't seen many Mage Slayers in the game so far.
Yeah, especially in SEA and China, right, region.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen one.
Maybe one or two, but like they were close to a finish on the game or something like that where it didn't really make much of a difference. Here it feels like we're in the midst of a game where this could be a big difference maker.
They're bailing. They're all TPing out.
Yeah,
they don't want to take this fight.
Really good job knowing that that's coming. Again, that's the map awareness that had impressed me earlier in this game from Boom too.
It's not, yeah, like they get surprised a couple of times, and I believe that the plays that they have made, their map awareness was solid. They knew where the enemy team is. They just, the decision making to go there with smoke onto the high ground without vision is what bothered me. But they have a firm grasp on the game where everyone is.
So Cuckoo dismantles the Arcane Boots, finishes off the Lotus Orb. You've got Jackie leading the way now at level 20, still working on that AC. He's picked up the Hyperstone.
Aegis just reclaimed too.
So now T1, if they've got the timing, they can definitely feel confident going in onto Boom. But Boom, thinking about going through with this. Rolling Thunder onto the back lines. That hits Cuckoo up into the air. Force Staff onto the high ground. Makoto giving chase. However, now they'll wait and they can glimpse him back. Not in the best position.
Yeah, a little bit of a short glimpse. I think he could have maybe waited a little bit longer.
And then had him closer to the steps, yeah.
Yeah, then have him a little bit closer to his team and also maybe even force him to pop that BKB.
Vlad's being built for FBZ.
No. First utility item that actually helps the Troll and the Razor, and it's a big one. I'm surprised they didn't get the Vlads earlier. That's one thing that I expected from Pango or from FBZ. Pango, obviously, this build is really good. The Blink and the Orb of Corrosion.
The Blink Orb of Corrosion going duels next. Meanwhile, Abyssal being built for the Troll of Drew. And then Satanic. okay. Death Prophet had queued. Carl had the Aeon disc queued. Now changes it over to the Heart.
Okay. Some more sustainability in team fights. So he's moving away from being worried about being blown up.
Right.
And just being worried about living long enough in fights. It's an interesting choice, though. Very interesting choice. He understands that he's not the... Don't get me wrong, he does deal a lot of damage in these team fights, but his main objective is to create as much chaos as possible. The damage coming from Firestorm, the damage coming from Wraith King is really important. And they need to survive, so someone needs to go in first.
Smoked up, coming back towards their triangle. They're aware of T1's positioning at the moment. They got the scan, so they know somebody's around. Makoto coming with the spider leg smoke. Not broken just yet, but they know he's there. Plasma field used. T1 still sitting, still waiting.
That Prophet ult.
And now they've got the Exorcism as well as the Sheep of the BKB as well as the Primal Roar that comes out into Carl, taking a lot of damage very quickly. He's going to be killed off immediately. Now they look over at Jackie. They popped his first life. They'll find Cuckoo, who's trying to get a Dark Rift away. He should be able to do so. Can he get Jackie with him? 5 stars.
I wouldn't rate that Uber 5 stars, man. Maybe 5 stars later on, but what happened before was, yeah, like that Lotus Orb had to be on the Dead Prophet immediately.
Yeah, it was a little late.
Yeah, it was so late. It was after Roar. I wouldn't be surprised if Dead Prophet just... he's gonna be like, screw you guys, I'm buying A on this guy. I can't rely on this. I need it.
Oh, they're still going. Look at this. Boom, coming over. Zephyr spotted. Well done by him. Spike Carapace, Force Staff, blink away with the Vendetta. I like that from Zephyr. Well, cheeky play to get out when Boom seemed to have their hands around his exoskeleton.
Yeah, the thing is, Boom, right now, they don't even care about the buyback on that Prophet. Even if she does buyback, there's no Exorcism. They use the top.
Jackie leading. Dangerous to lead. Primal Roar is available. Defending this tier 2 doesn't work out. They'll lose it. Double siege creeps here. AC picked up for Jackie. And
rush response. That's the most important thing. Like, you take the outpost. However, T1
stun out on a Kezku. TP's coming in. Rolling Thunder with the blink. High disrupting this fight already. It allows the Crystal Maiden to get out. Little dust thinking then the Nyx Assassin's coming over. The Aegis is picked up by Drew. You've got the Refresher as well as the Cheese picked up by Makoto.
Yeah, that's really nice on him.
Ooh, double damage for Jackie. I won't fight into this, though.
Yes, you don't.
That's rough. This one's a lot rougher to fight into.
Actually, they gave the Refresher Shard to Troll. I don't mind that at all. I was just thinking, okay, Razor, double ultis and whatnot could be fancy in the next couple of fights, but also, Troll, he has that Aegis. He can pop BKB, ulti, Refresher, then use everything again. That's probably more worth it. Because the only way you'll lose these fights is if T1 prolongs them and kites them long enough for Troll to use his BKB, use his ulti, and then just die twice.
He's also hit that level 25, yet to take a talent, though.
Not trying to decide. Strong Dispel, pretty good right there. When do you need it, though? In a game such as this one, probably Trans Duration is more solid. We'll see.
I think the duration is probably fine. 8.5 seconds.
Yeah, there it is. Not broken at all, man. Unkillable for forever. He also hit a huge power spike. We didn't talk too much about his items with this Abyssal Blade, with MKB. He's probably going to take the Penta-Edged Sword now away from Razor.
Yeah, 45 damage, 80 attack range.
Yep. 20% chance to reduce enemy hero movement speed by 20%. And, I mean, it's a Troll. You're going to get that in 100%.
And
it's not 20.
Speed,
it's not 20, yeah.
It's more like 100.
Yeah, yeah. I've heard you on Lacoste cast, and there's some math problems here.
Glad you can join in on the math fun. FBZ and the Primal Roar, they'll find Carl. And Disc isn't going to help you get out of this one. Spirit Siphons, too. It's just not enough.
Meant to be. It's just not meant to be.
He's trying to survive as long as he can, but at the end of the day...
He's buying some time, but he doesn't have a buyback now. That's 80 seconds without a buyback. Troll has everything. He's ready. He's running in alone.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a bad position to die in, man. That was really rough.
Wise from FBZ cutting down the trees, finding the primal roar.
They even had the ward
rough.
on the side. You see that there on the cliff? The Tinker ward? They even had that. Didn't help.
This is at least the Seteract, it seems. I don't know how you can properly defend this. 2 lives on Drew. Maybe you can slow it down, but it still feels like a Seteract in my eyes. We'll see if that ends up being the case. Drew's getting pretty low.
Yeah, you just have to poke them. Slowly poke them. Mana burn, then a stun.
She's already eaten. Makoto taking a lot of damage. He's inside the Static Storm. Jackie, though, can't get the finishing blow. Cuckoo's dead. They'll buy back on this Underlord, but they already got the first life out of the hands of this Wraith King. He's got 38 seconds that he needs to live. Otherwise, it's troublesome for T1. Lotus Orb on him, going on the run. Drew hit with the Pit of Malice. Hyde, though, is trying to follow this up. They've got Drew all by himself. They'll pop the Aegis. Zephyr, not a lot of mana to work with. Does have that stun ready to go, though. Pit of Malice once again. There's the refresher. Stun to follow it up. They've got the silence. Drew all by himself with Makoto dead. Oy.
Yeah, his teammates are nowhere to be found. They were too low. They all bailed, and even that shard is just wasted. The way they... T1, their high ground defense throughout this game has been stellar. Like, the way they're playing the high ground defense is insanely good. It might be a little bit of Boom overreaching, trying to do a little bit too much with what they have, but you can't blame them. They had Cheese, Shard, Aegis, right? Like you have everything.
And it felt like a set of racks was going to go their way, and then they just overplayed their hand.
The thing is, I think they didn't even overplay it. I think they just didn't do enough. When you have such a huge advantage, and that Prophet doesn't have a buyback, you just go straight in with that Abyssal, you blow a first target up, and then you go on from there. But they kind of tried to play the poking game, right? I poke you a little bit, you poke me a little bit. T1 pokes harder.
Now they're onto the high ground. They might be the first ones to break the high ground. They've got Exorcism ready to go. The Glimpse might be troublesome if Boom come too far forward. You try to poke a little bit. Yeah, like you said, T1 has the poke game.
Oh, this is so good from Whitemon, man. You use that shard on Wraith King. Every time it hits him, he gets that additional attack speed as well.
Like, this could be, if you come this far forward, you get Glimpse, that's a bad spot. Like, Whitemon could do so much from so far back. There's the Lotus Orb finally bouncing back a Primal Roar. The Rolling Thunder soon to be ended. Let's see, are they gonna look for something on the run? Ooh,
okay.
Yules. Okay, Whitemon, he'll be the scapegoat.
Yeah, he's
fine with that.
Yeah, he's fine with that.
100 though.
He's dead for a long time. Has
buyback in 70 though.
Yeah.
So it's not the, you know, he'll have it.
There we go. Yeah, with the buyback being available, he also has that Static Storm.
It's dangerous to fight into the Disruptor. That Glimpse, man, level 4, the reach on that, it's
insane.
Hard to know if you're safe when you're pushing forward.
Yeah, when you're fighting like that with Disruptor, you have to go all in. You can't just think about it and go back because one of you is getting glimpsed.
Yeah. Ooh, Spell Prism for the Radiant side.
Yeah, we'll see who grabs that one. It looks like Pango will. They could also give it to Beast. It's really nice on him too.
Sacred Relic moved into an item slot now for the Razor. Again over bottom. There's the stun immediately. Right clicks in as well as the silence. Drew in trouble, but there's the blink as well as the Primal Roar. The 4-staff back with the Rolling Thunder coming in. That's hitting onto the Nyx Assassin as well as the Underlord. They get the kill with the Abyssal Blade. BKB popped by Drew. Makoto's in deep too. But are they in too deep? They've got the Glimpse as well as the Static Storm. They'll get the kill onto the Troll. That answers that question immediately.
Yeah, your question was good. Razor is actually being chased, and remember, he literally just now finished the Nullifier. They went even before he had it.
He won't have buyback if he drops. They've got the silence. They'll follow it up with the stun. Nowhere for Makoto to go. Again, Boom getting a little bit over-ambitious. They're in so far, and I've loved Zephyr's play. Every time there's a Primal Roar coming out, he's ready to just be there to throw a Spike Carapace. The Lotus Orbs have been kind of on point the last few minutes or so.
The last few minutes definitely from Underlord. They're just showing class and experience against Boom. Boom, they're just running in and hitting their head on the wall. They're trying the same play Like this time around, they were a little bit more decisive, right? They jumped in far, but not everyone did. And if there is no follow-up, those Dead Prophet spirits, man, they hurt. There were only 2 targets around her. She has this ulti now, and
The Thunderstrike on Wraith King
yep,
with a leveler.
there we go. The ulti popped.
Carl will focus on the mid lane while Jackie will destroy the top lane. His building's starting to crumble. This is now a really poor situation as Boom, it looks like they're going to lose their net worth lead for the first time this game since minute 3.
Since minute 3, yeah. Just very disciplined play by T1, playing their hand extremely well. It just shows that even if you're behind, taking proper team fights on your turns can win you the game.
Knowing your limits.
Knowing your limits can also win you the game, but Boom, yeah, they failed in that department. That subject, they did not pass. This game, at least.
Now, that's not to say the game is over or anything like that, but Boom have definitely made it closer than it looked like it should be.
No, of course not. It's not over, but some things that are coming for T1 are difficult to deal with, like this Linken's Aeon Disc combo on Dead Prophet.
Carl just wants to survive.
Yeah, you have the Abyssal on Wraith King too. This is another Roche that they're giving away, though.
Yeah, I don't really think that you have to give this Roach away. I know you don't have Exorcism, but you can certainly fight into this. Aegis Cheese, Ag's Blessing. Ag's Blessing for the Beastmaster.
Why?
Definitely felt like there were better options.
Is that really their best option, Beastmaster? I'm feeling like almost anyone else.
Yeah. Razor, Troll.
Razor, yeah. Troll gets silenced, I suppose, right? And that's the only thing he worries about. Like, so not too much to dispel, but still. I'd rather have it on Razor, let's say.
Yeah.
All right, that's their choice. But when you look at T1 and the fact that they didn't defend that Roche, they're pretty much very well aware how their lineup works. They need this stable front line and the back line. They need to have a formation. If you break formation, you lose. This Troll jumps one target with Abyssal, Pangolier is bouncing off walls, right? They need to set the perimeter and take teamfights where they want them. It's extremely important for them. I'm reiterating this so many times, but that's literally winning them the game right now, or at least have put them in a good position.
Yeah, I think T1 are confident in just defending against this Aegis.
Yeah.
Crazy that they let it go, but I mean, I guess that also it shows just how much they're confident in how they're winning these team fights, and they must be thinking in their minds like, these fights have gone our way so well that, you know, let's take it. Let's go into an Aegis. Who cares?
They lost that net worth lead as well because of obviously Roche kill and Ag's Blessing.
Solar Crest almost finished for Whitemon.
Yeah, put everything into this Wraith King. That's
the
it.
Thunderstrike, the Solar Crest. Let him do all the work.
Yeah, he has that Blink Dagger right now. He will obviously get the Swift Blink at some point as well.
I think that should be, or looking like that should be next.
Yeah, I believe so. Maybe he can save for the buyback first. I don't believe he hasn't. He definitely doesn't have enough. So you get that buyback gold and Swift Blink, then you get it.
Meanwhile, Cuckoo is holding this Aeon Disc locked.
Yeah, that's how you do it, right? You don't...
He's been getting jump first every time, so...
Yeah, but this is still how you do it. You don't want to buy an Aeon Disc and then put it on cooldown because of Crystal Maidens, Crystal Nova, right?
Yeah.
Like you let them jump you and then you activate it. Yeah, it's 2 clicks literally. It's very fast. Bottom lane.
Looking for an opportunity. Bottom lane, though, Primal Roar. Aeon Disc gets popped by this Beastmaster, as well as the Troll going after Death Prophet. BKB's been popped by Carl. There's the Abyssal Blade onto the Disruptor. They also took out Zephyr. They'll look to leave, and there's a TP as well as that Dark Rift away.
Okay, okay. This time around, he has no buyback, and he's pretty important in these high ground defenses
Static
as well.
Storms have been very important.
The Static Storm, Thunderstrike on the Great King, Glimpse back. I believe Glimpse is probably the most important aspect, as you displace them, right? You put them where you want them to be.
Buyback used by the Nyx Assassin. Disruptor 600 gold short, so not looking like he'll get to his. That means 70 seconds without the Disruptor, a 5v4 situation.
They actually used Firestorm on mid lane, so they won't have it for this bottom now. In a couple of seconds. There we go.
Have it if you want it. Now they've got the silence as well as the stun on a Drew. Rolling Thunder coming in as well as Blink on top of Jackie. They're doing a lot of damage here. They'll take out his first life. So again, that's on cooldown for 38 seconds. They need to keep Jackie alive, but they've got the Primal Roar. The Lotus Orb a little bit late. They look over as they're chasing this Wraith King. Jackie in trouble on the run. Static Link. Ooh, just can't get the damage onto this Wraith King. Makoto. He's going to TP.
Drew
in all by himself once again. Makoto stopped that TP. They have the battle trance, so
he's
Drew,
going so deep now.
8.5 seconds there, know how to draw him in. He's under the tier 4 towers, and now they will take out this troll. Easy does it for T1 when they're able to just kite him around. They're still going after Makoto. They have Blink in 6 seconds. If they can keep up, if they can get this stun, that would be the end of him as well.
Yeah, Hyde manages to dodge them. I actually thought that he might try to creep skip bottom one wave perhaps, but yeah, he just TPs away. That's the safer play at least. But man, the way Boom is pushing this high ground is not looking to work, at least not versus T1. They get kited so hard. This Underlord was pretty much alone with the Impale that stopped them, right? You have the Pit of Malice, you have the Firestorm, you have the Impale. That's what Troll died to the first time. He lost his Aegis to nothing, like no commitment at all. We've been talking about Drew and how he's been on point with this Troll before, but and he has been throughout this game. But some of these plays, some of these high ground pushes, he popped Refresher Shard and then ultied deep into them when his team was gone already.
Yeah, Makoto wanted to TP out. He actually stopped his TP because he felt like he
has to help,
but he couldn't. He was already in too far at that point. So if Makoto dives in, he's probably dead. Pit of Malice, Impale, Static Storm all committed on the Kez Q. Rolling Thunder coming out from Hyde. They look over at Jackie once again. He's got the Lotus Orb on him for the moment as well as the Thunderstrike, so he's hitting pretty hard. But now Makoto with the chase, they've got the silence and the glimpse. That actually probably helps a little bit for Makoto to get him out of that.
Okay, this time around the tables have turned and Boom is the one. Okay, you want to push, we're going to punish you the same way you punished us multiple times. Okay, what I really like about Troll right now is that he's queuing up the Swift Blink. Obviously everyone reaches that point in which you get it, but I think it could have even came sooner. Because one thing that you could have done is you could have just ignored the Pit of Malice, ignored the Firestorm, and jumped the backlines. Immediately blow up one of the supports, and then play on from there without popping your ulti even.
Do you like this call from Jackie going Ag's Blessing?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting, definitely. It's not a bad item. I would still like the Swift Blink on him, perhaps, but yeah, you could even take Rosh, perhaps, and then get the Ag's Blessing from there, because it will have it for sure next time. Yeah, it's interesting. What did we say? They want to take these fights last as long as possible.
Yeah.
That Ag's Blessing does exactly that. The teammates will be alive around him, so...
Now they've got Wind Waker on the Teth Prophet, and Carl going Ags too. Do you give... I would say you probably give the Ag's Blessing if they are to get the
Disruptor.
5th Roche to the Disruptor,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
He's committed to the Solar Crest, you bump him up a little bit, and he gets that Ag's.
Yeah, that's really...
game winning.
Game winning. You don't even think about that. You just give it. The Disruptor Ag's has historically been one of the strongest aghanims in the game.
We used to see Disruptor's first item.
Yeah, exactly. You just win the game with it. This time around, they definitely needed more utility. And when you're behind, you can't go into that aghanims because you'll never get it.
Yeah. Blink
Toto?
stun. And the Pit of Malice, they've got the Wraith Fire Blast to follow it up. There's the Primal Roar, the Lotus Orb a little bit too late on that, I believe. Jackie taking some damage from those axes being thrown from FBZ.
He actually didn't have the Aghanims equipped so far on Great King. He just put it in after this small skirmish. I was thinking, okay, why is he doing this? What's the idea behind saving the axe? There's nothing really.
And now going Moonshard.
Yeah, some more attack speed. Swift Blink.
Swift Blink, Thunderstrike, and when he gets the Swift Blink, God, would hate to see anybody in the face of that Wraith King.
There's still a cheese on Mikoto, by the way. He's still keeping on to that. He's building into Skadi next. This Razor hits just as hard as the Troll at this point. Like, he's as big of a right-clicker.
It's getting close to tier 5 items. Just 6 minutes away. And then, you know, that with the fact that Roche is up in a minute, it'll be that 5th Roche.
If you're T1, you're wishing for Book of Shadows right now. Not Book of the Dead, but Book of Shadows. And you just pop it on the target that gets initiated on. They don't really have a lot of magic damage. That's AoE against that.
Boomer up pretty far.
Actually, it doesn't work, right?
They've got the glimpse as well as the Pit of Malice, and look at this already. Abyssal Blade used, but Drew's gone. He's got buyback, forced to use it immediately. Hide with the Rolling Thunder coming in and out of the fight, but T1, they're in a proper position to just disengage. They bought back on Drew.
Always.
And that is bad spot for Boom now.
Exactly that. Bad spot after bad spot. That's the proper position for T1 once again. Right? High ground with their ward.
Yeah.
It's very simple for them to execute and to find the right target.
Being out that far top, it felt like that was the wrong position the second they were there.
And they bought back. Yeah, they bought back Drew. This is big commitment now.
They need this Roche. They need the Aegis.
So, also remember that Prophet does not have her ulti now for 40 more seconds, more or less. Maybe they won't even contest it. Yeah, on T1, let's see. This would be the first Roche that they actually contested.
Yeah, which is crazy. 4 Roches, not 1 contested. Got 25s coming out around.
Yeah, Aghanims on that Prophet as well. So late in the game.
Dire are scanning.
Right, very interesting.
But a big spike once you get it.
Yeah.
And into Roche they go. Here comes Jackie. Blink forward with the Wraith Fire Blast coming out onto this Pango. Double stun from Zephyr. That hits the Troll. That hits the Pango. Drew's in trouble, getting low.
Drew.
But there's the Primal Roar. Is it enough, Jackie? He is not dead just yet. Thunderstrike is not enough to save him, but they've got the Static Storm right on the Troll. He bought back before, and now he is gone. 2 minutes on the sideline. He doesn't have buyback. The rest of Boom need to pick up the pieces, but it is not looking good. Makoto's in deep. He's in too deep. One of those Sum 41 songs that really describes the situation for Boom, as they are way in too far. They'll call GG, and T1 from the brink of defeat bring it back and absolutely shatter Game 1 dreams for Boom.
Yeah, that's one of those games that just proves that the laning stage is important, but it's not everything, and that you can always make a comeback.
Especially they were down 12K, and their positioning, their execution of those fights was perfect. It was everything that you needed to come back into this game. I think if it was lacking even a little bit, they don't come back into the game.
Yeah, it's the high ground defenses, taking fights where they wanted to take them. Those high ground pushes that always backfired. Just great performance by T1.
Yeah, it looked really good from T1. We'll hear what our panel has to say about it. Nomad, back to you.
Thank you very much, B-Cop and Lizard. Yes, what a performance on what a first game in this best of 3 series here at the DPC SEA. Gentlemen, thoughts, theories, concerns about this performance in game